Hey everybody, this is Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the latest episode of The Walking Dead East. Now, I really did not like this episode. I could show you episodes of The Walking Dead that prove how good of a show it can be, and show you episodes how it can be a very just mess. And this is one of those mess episodes. Now, you would think that most of the people would stay in Alexandria and prepare for any kind of savior attack that would come. Normally, that would be the logical thing to do. Granted, the writers are like, we need these people outside to get captured, and that's essentially what happens. Rick and Morgan go looking off for Carol, which is what we started the episode with an interesting kind of flash of a scene that we don't know exactly what happened at the end, and it goes back to show what Carol did. And then we've also got Daryl going out to take on Dwight and those saviors to try and rectify his mistake for Denise. And it just didn't make logical sense because Daryl's usually calm and collected, and I didn't see that he had any strong connection to Denise to warrant this kind of stupidity, which then brought out Glenn, Michonne, and Rosita to follow him. So, we've got major players out in the field ready to be captured and screwed over. So, the beginning of the episode kind of dealt with like Carol's whole thing as she got waysided by a group of saviors. And she pretty much killed them all except one. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of her leaving at all, since she's like, I'd have to kill for you, you're gonna have to kill for yourself. I mean, you have stuff in the apocalypse. Being alive means that you're of value to people. You're gonna have to kill people no matter what. It kind of invalidates her reasoning. And Morgan being on his high horse for the writers is not doing this series any good. It's like saying that there's always gonna be a peaceful way, that you shouldn't have to kill people. In this world, you're gonna have to kill people. Granted, I'm not advocating that you kill every frickin' person you see, like, threat, but be aware that you're gonna have to defend yourself. So, she badassed her way through that, and that was okay, and then it led to Rick and Morgan trying to follow her. And I think they're being followed by one of the saviors that survived that thing. I don't know. Because Rick got back to Alexandria because Morgan was going to continue on his journey to find Carol. And he didn't run into him. I don't know. It's kind of dangling stuff that doesn't make any sense. Then we get to the stupidity of all stupidity. Daryl goes back to the scene of where Denise was killed and tries to track the savior group that left there. And in doing so, is confronted by Glenn, Michonne, and Rosita. And they're like, you shouldn't do this. We should be back at Alexandria. And it's like, derpa. But Daryl's like, nope, I got this. And then Rosita's like, you know what? I'm following him. Which then leads Glenn and Michonne all the way back, and then they get captured by Dwight and his group of saviors. And then we get to where Daryl and Rosita have found them and they're captured. And right as they're about to unleash hell again, Dwight comes up from behind and shoots Daryl. Now, they threw in a line that is like, Dwight says that he'll be okay. And I'm like, this is stupid. You are making characters act out of character to serve your plot purposes. This is what really irritates me about the writers. It starts to make no sense. If people agreed that we need to hunker down to fight the saviors, fucking do it. Granted, does it make for the most compelling TV? No, but a writer can then write it to be compelling. Because evidently now they've got a better idea of where Alexandria is, which again leads to my whole problem with how nobody knows where Alexandria has been for however long the apocalypse has been going on. And then suddenly out of nowhere, everybody knows where it is. And it's just not good writing to me. And if I want to get invested in a show and with characters, and if I know that there's the opportunity that they're going to die, I don't want them to die to stupid writing, but because of something they did. Like with the whole Daryl thing, his stupidity was out of character. If it had been along the lines of Oberyn in Game of Thrones, he deserved to die because he was gloating. But granted, he had a reason to gloat because even though he had cut him, he was going to die, the mountain, because of the poison. But this was not along those lines. It's like, he must be captured and shot. It's like, oh, Daryl fake out death. It's like, I don't really care what happens in the next episode. Because someone's going to die because the writers have deemed it important, not because the plot deems it important. You know, that's the issue I have with this. I really did not like this episode, and I really don't think I'm going to like next week's episode. Because I don't mind if Daryl dies. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters, and I would think in The Walking Dead, if you took it out long enough, Daryl should be the last one standing because he is the true epitome of a survivor for the show. But we're going to just get like probably either his death or his wounding just to serve the writers, not the plot. I don't know. Well, those are my thoughts on the episode. Tell me what you think. If you like the episode, dislike the episode. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and I hope you have a good day.